Welcome to 1111 True Crime. I'm in the dark over here because I got the table lit. We're going to be jumping over, doing a few cards. I hope you're all doing well. Now, you guys, we're going to be talking about Nancy Guthrie, and the big question I have, and the reason, the intent for this reading, is to discover if this was a hit on Nancy in a way to shut Savannah down. You feel me? Like a revenge thing. Was this revenge on Savannah by taking her mother? That's what I want to know. Now, as always, everything I share with you is for legal purposes, entertainment purposes only. It's not something you go call the popo about. I'm showing you energies. That is not tangible. That is not what the police want. They want hard copy. And so energies can lead you to a rabbit hole that does lead to evidence. It's happened in the past and it has helped save, solve cases like Harmony Montgomery's case and so forth. But in this, it is my humble opinion and just my interpretation of the cards. And we will be doing a second live, or I guess it would be a third live after this, because even though I'm amazing at reading cards, you guys are so amazing at asking the right questions. We're going to hand it over to the private eyes after this, let them ask the questions. And I want to welcome my live audience now and my replay crew and those that are in the live, not in live chat. I want to thank you all for all the likes, the subscriptions, and watching. So now you know my intent of the reading. Keep in mind, I'm not a camera person. I've got camera here. I have camera here. I am not that great at that. I'm also not a psychic. I do not play one on TV. I also am not a medium. I never talk to the dead. And so with that being said, I'm a tarot reader. We're going to go ahead and dig into the cards and see what comes up. With Nancy Guthrie, was this a targeted hit? Was this a hit on Nancy Guthrie? Let's see what info comes out. That card. That one. That one. Oh, we don't normally get that many cards. Oh, look, we got a whole bunch in some secret cards. So this came out first, then this. We'll get to these in just a minute. We'll see what our secret cards are. Let's start off with this interesting card, Runaway. Well, you could think of it as, if we're dealing with a hit on the situation, it's definitely running away in the sense of the story has run away. But there's more to it. Running away from problems. Could that be Jeffrey Epstein? Runaway. We'll have to play it out and see what that is. What's interesting is we have caregiver. And yes, there were probably hired help and nurses and so forth. But who's the real caregiver would be Annie and Tommaso to Nancy. So that's interesting. We have this runaway. Maybe they're getting away with something. I'm not saying they are. It's alleged. Just my interpretation. Next, we have neighborhood. So we have a runaway in the neighborhood. Interesting. Caregiver. Legal proceedings. Well, just so happened, Prince Andrew was arrested, so there's definitely going to be legal proceedings. Just so happens that we have the Clintons giving depositions about Jeffrey Epstein. That's legal proceedings. So, you have to take it with what it is. And there's mind control, which can be a cult, right? A fetish cult. A Satanistic cult. And then I want to see these secret cards. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Mountains, all right. That's important because she lives in the Catalina Mountains. Nancy does. And then we have fraud. Is this whole thing a fraud? That's really interesting. Autofocus, please. Let me get more light on it. Hold on. Oh, that's too much light. There. It's right in my face, though. Fraud. How far over can I go? About that far? After this, you guys, I'll hand the questions over to you. I just want to see what we get. And fraud doesn't fit on the screen because my camera's there, so I'm just going to put it there. Let's get into the tarot. Let me understand this with Nancy. Okay, I've already got a yes, so that's interesting. We have an Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. Aces are yes. Let me understand this. If I get the Emperor, that's one way we're going to know that there is a bigwig, if you will, behind all this. So we have the Strength card, and the Strength card is like taming the inner beast. There's this show of power is what I'm feeling. A show of power is why Nancy was taken. And I don't feel she was just taken. I believe it's a hit, but we'll see. And then we have this ignore. Somebody that was ignoring. They were so focused over here that they're not seeing something right in front of their face. And that could be the whole case. Like, are the investigators seeing it clearly that there's a connection to possibly this hit, but they're ignoring it and choosing to look over here? But there is this taming the inner beast, the beast. Show me why caregiver. Why did caregiver come up? The Queen of Swords, this could be the legal issue. This can be a lawyer. This can be the courts. Come at me and speak right. The courts, the Epstein file. Let me ask that. Maybe that's the victim speaking up. Is the Queen of Swords representing the victims in the Epstein case speaking out the truth? We got a hell of a story. It just fell out. Queen of Cups. So this is the witness. This is somebody that saw something. She's the seer. She's the witness. Could be the witness that's appearing in court. Witnesses giving their depositions. Witnesses talking. Oh, look at this, you guys. I'm saying the witnesses. And I'm looking at the person saying, come toward me and talk. Didn't Savannah give the interview to the witnesses? So this is her giving the platform to the seer, the witness, the person that knows. Talk. And then we have this Two of Pentacles cutting something out. Was it to cut out the tongue, in a sense? In other words, to take the mother was to silence the daughter. Yeah, cut out by the devil. And this is words, right? Swords are so words, swords. So this is a stealer. They're going into the camp and they're stealing the so words, swords. Cutting out the words. They're stealing the words. So this is, in a sense, very much like how to tame this person, right, who ignored the warnings and gave a platform to the victims. So then we have to cut out the words, silence. And we have this regret. There's cups spilt. With education, people becoming aware. The Page of Swords is the detective, the digging deeper, the inspector. And we have, unfortunately, regret that this had to happen. And I don't think it did have to happen, but that's what I'm saying is, and then here's that plan. Now, this isn't a plan of action, really. This is a plan, but it's almost as if it was stalled. Something kept it from happening. Could it be that the attack on Nancy is some way delaying the court talking to witnesses and silencing them? There's something bigger at play here. Am I on the right track with this? And the mind control. Oh, look at that. I went to pick up the deck and I was going to cut him. And this card flipped on its own victory. I'm saying, am I on the right track? Yes. This is the Six of Wands. This person's getting their acclimate. Everybody else is on foot. This person's high up there with their wreath because they are winning. They are on the right path. All right, so we have the silence of the victims because this person, this Queen of Swords, chose to ignore the warning. And in that, she gave a voice. You see how they face each other, right? She's got her hand raised with the sword, the words up. She's saying, come at me, but speak the truth. This person's saying, I will share the truth. And the Queen of Swords is the seer, the one that witnesses. We have legal proceedings right beside this victimology card with mind control and mountain. Right here we have cutting out the words, taking the words away from the situation. I'm not sure why we have regret. It should be regret, but I don't know why the perp would have that. But we definitely have this inspection, looking deeper, digging deeper on what the plan really was. I ask, am I on the right path? Yes, victory. Let me understand this. Was Nancy Guthrie taken for revenge on Savannah, giving the interview to the victims? I'm just going to say it. Virginia Guthrie, that named Prince Andrew? Whew, that was a long question. King of Wands, this is like a drug dealer on speed dial. This is someone slick. This is who I would expect to get if they're in connection, autofocus. There we go. If they're in connection with a pedo ring. Because this is a phallic king. This is somebody that sits on their throne, but they're slick. They've got salamanders everywhere because you can't hold on to them because they're slick. So I'm asking, if this whole thing was in retribution against Savannah because of the interview and that led to the victim pointing at ex-Prince Andrew. And the answer is yes. Aces are yes, that's a sword, so words. It's all about the words, shutting the words down. And look at the crown. He's an ex-prince, right? Can't even make it up if I try. So I do feel he is the King of Wands. Did Epstein play a role in the abduction or whatever it was of maybe it's a hit, of Nancy Guthrie? We have stuck, and we have Seven of Cups. So we have the Dark Knight, and we have stuck. I don't know why we have the stuck energy, but this horse does not move. They do not budge. They're the slowest. You don't even get to see them move. If they do move, they're that slow. A sloth moves faster, but it's also the Dark Knight, the one that's hidden that nobody sees. And we have confusion. So the question would be for me, what is this confusion? When I asked if Jeffrey Epstein, because there's a lot of options, was Jeffrey Epstein involved in the plan to take Nancy Guthrie? Yes or no? We have Two of Cups, which is a highly likely card. So this is intimate circle. There's somebody within Jeffrey Epstein's immediate circle and himself that could possibly lead directly to the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, according to the cards. The confusion with the dark horse. Okay. Did Prince Andrew, ex-Prince Andrew, have anything to do with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie? Allegedly. Everything is alleged. Page of Cups. Deck is in reverse, so wait a minute. Deck is not in reverse. That card is in reverse. That's weird. This is actually in reverse, bottom of the deck, which is the Six of Swords. That means travel from, believe it or not, Hurricane Island to a calmer island. And that's traditional tarot, long before we knew anything about Epstein. Now, when I see this, I think of it as moving from Epstein's island to calmer ground. So it's in reverse, so it's secretive. There's something, a secret movement. There's secret movement, transportation around Nancy Guthrie with this card that lays her to rest. All the swords are down. You can see the swords are down here. So she may have passed away in this movement or been passed away. And then we have the Four of Swords laid to rest. This person's laying on the coffin, right? We also have this stinky offer. It's hidden because it is supposed to be in the upright. But when it comes in the reverse, that's what upside down cards are called. It means hidden. And this is a stinky offer. It's a bad idea in the first place. You have a fish, autofocus, thank you. A fish in a cup. Nobody wants that stinky fish in a cup. That's a bad offer. So both the bad offer and the movement are both in reverse, which led us to the Four of Swords. All right, I'm going to ask one more question here. We're going to put all the cards back in the deck. We're going to clear out the deck. Dead by June, Trump drops jaw by revealing the House Republicans' terminal. Trump blurting out that the Florida congressman had been given months to live. Oh, another one passed away. Just saying. They sent me an urgent message to tell me that. All right. Show me the relationship of how Prince Andrew or any of them, let's leave it that way, felt about the way Savannah's interview went. Defensive. So this is protecting. They're protecting how far they've come. They're not just defensive. This is the Nine of Wands. Traditional tarot is that this guy has picked up every stick. He's made a wall and he doesn't want anybody to cross it. This is saying, you know, I'm going to protect the one opening in this wall. I'm going to protect how far I've come. And this is implying that Andrew and those that powers that be were trying to protect how far they come by taking the action against Nancy, which in tune. So, am I correct, Jesus? Am I correct when I'm assuming through this reading that Nancy Guthrie was a hit to retaliate against Savannah Guthrie? There's the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Savannah's the Queen of Swords. And this is the past. This is the past whole, you know, repetitive. It's something. So here's Savannah. She's got her sword upright. I explained. She's like to the victims, come at me, speak clear. And this is the past, and it is talking about the past. We also have that Nine of Wands, which is all about protecting how far you've come. And so on the bottom we have the Chariot. And look at that. That always reminds me, these little things, these headdresses on these lions with the people's faces, Sphinx, remind me of Jeffrey Epstein's temple. All right, so when we look here, it's about the past of Jeffrey Epstein's temple, right? And next we have phallic symbol, Ace of Wands. It's all about the, you know, the baby dick, right? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fully developed and he had issues and he ain't okay, right? Yeah, towards the Empress. And there's the Emperor. So the Empress can be the victim. In this case, it could be Nancy Guthrie. I told you if I get the Emperor, that I felt like it could be the bigwig, right? And look at that, Judgment, Major Arcana. I'm right on target according to the reading itself with angel. Look at that. The angel blowing the horn, followed by Archangel Michael. Sagittarius energy. So we got Aries energy, we've got Judgment, which is Earth energy, and then we also have that Temperance Sagittarius. Archangel Michael, protector of the children. And there we have that walking away. So this is, to me, I'm not feeling that this was a burglary gone wrong. I'm not feeling that this was a SA on an old lady, just a random person. I feel like this was an order. So I'm going to ask it, and then I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Was this an ordered hit on Nancy Guthrie? Let's find out. We're going to switch decks. I just was guided to do so. This is our 1111 famous deck. It's at the shop here. If you would like to check out our shop, that's how Mama D makes a little extra money on the side so that I can continue to be the voice for the voiceless. All right, show me. Was this the hit on Nancy? Was this an actual hit ordered on Nancy? Maybe this isn't the deck. Oh, well, I'll be. We got the funeral, and we got the church card. And, you know, we are talking about spiritual warfare here against the devil. And we have that, you know, checkmate. Completed, stopped, finished, ended. We also have a hidden card. A couple of them. Look at that. The mother. And indeed, Nancy was the mother of all mothers, which protects the children, correct? And there's the hit. Now, I didn't get an answer if it was a hit, but there it all is, right there, bottom of the deck. We have toxic, evil, drugs, negative energy, right? Was this a direct hit on, ordered on Nancy Guthrie? Yes. And believe it or not, we got that Queen of Swords. And that means towards Savannah. Look at this. We got the yes. We got the right up. Oh my gosh. Can't even make it up, you guys. We have Savannah Guthrie's energy, the Queen of Swords, telling the victims, come at me and speak. We got the Ace of Swords. Yes. Absolutely. It's about the words. Look at the upright swords. The words spoken. Right? Then we get the sword sideways, laid to rest. We have this person who can't rest because they woke up out of their bed. This represents Nancy Guthrie and the silencing of Savannah by the swords, not being in the upright any longer. This is Nine of Swords. It's complete worry, never have rest again. And so this is saying, yes, this was a hit to get to Savannah because of the words that were spoken. And here we have the crossing over energy. The 1111 card. It's a crossing over energy. It's a mirroring energy. This is saying, in a sense, you know, I don't want to say it. This is saying there's a mirrored energy. You dished it, and now it's being dished back. So, in a sense, somebody wanted to shut her down. This is all words right here. Because we have swords, swords, swords. If I were to add this all up, you have 9 swords plus this sword right here, plus this sword. That's 11 swords. We have the 1111 card. This is about words that were spoken. And this was a retaliation, according to my reading. All right, my lovelies. I'm going to clean up my cards. I'm going to hand it over to you fine folks because you asked better questions than Mama D. And we'll see what the answers are together. I do feel this says it all. Look at that. The mother, the coffin, ended, and the church, right? With the baby. It's all right there. Can't even make it up. Can't even make it up. Caregiver with the runaway, neighborhood, fraud, legal processions or proceedings, mind control, and she's probably buried somewhere in the mountains. But I would say Aspen Mountains. Whoop, wrong deck. Wrong deck, Mama D, wrong deck. Okay. All right, my loves, with that being said, are you ready to take over? Because I'm ready for you to take over. I'll come back up to top side. I know it's a little darker when I set up for the readings because I want the light right on the table. With that being said, I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask whatever question you would like. And so I invite you to jump over with me and let's pull some more cards on this very next live. Now, thank you. Humbly, thank you so much because you guys have been hyping, you've been liking, you've been sharing, you've been watching the videos to the end, and you've been watching video after video, which is binging, which tells YouTube you love me. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you in just a few moments.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies